Hey, it's Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick. We are backstage here at Sonic Temple. Sonic Temple final day. There we go. That's the point we're at now,
Yeah,
where
stay
everything
man.
is just blending together.
Voices are shot.
But it's still so much more amazing music to see, including Sam and Chevelle. Thank you so much for your time.
Happy to be here. It's funny that we end up doing a lot of these last days of 4-day festivals. We did that with Coachella a couple of weeks ago, and we played we were one of the last bands. I think Post Malone was like the only person that was after us.
Okay.
And we were on like the little stage over for Heineken. It was like, I was like, this sucks.
You should never be on anything called a little stage.
Yeah, well,
ever. Not
I mean,
Chevelle.
it was like the
No.
corporate stage, but still, it was. But it was funny because it has that last day vibe, right? Where everybody's like, "I'm so happy to be here. I just wish it was done."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing Welcome to Rockville next weekend, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Keeping you busy.
I think that's on a Sunday too.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Well, here's the
My
thing.
mind's like oatmeal now.
I have to assume that this is not a true fact because for the math to be mathing, it means I'm way older than I am. But you guys have been doing it for 30 years now.
God damn it.
Oh, that's all right.
There's just no way because I know I've been rocking out Chevelle for a while. But if I do the math and carry the one, that means I'm way older than I thought I was.
Well, I've been on the Blitz for 30 years playing your music,
Well,
so
that's
hey.
it. I mean, I don't know what the day was that we started, but Pete and I have just always been playing music together. So, I mean, you can go back as far as you want, but I think I started playing drums when I was 12.
Okay.
12 or 13.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's more than 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, so, long time ago,
Yeah.
I've been a gamer my whole life.
Nice.
Love Madden.
Yeah.
The Clencher.
Isn't that funny?
That was the first song I ever heard by you guys, and I loved it from the beginning. It was probably a month after I first heard it, we started playing it on the Blitz. I told my boss, I said, you play that song every single hour, I will crank it up every single time.
That's really cool because sometimes those video games they don't work out. But funny, very short story. But when we were recording This Type of Thing Could Do Us In, which was what the Clincher is from, we were recording that song, and to get it into that game, it wasn't going to be ready. Like, we weren't going to be able to mix it, master it, and all that stuff. So talking to this guy, Steve Schnurr, that worked at EA Sports, and he said, if you can physically get it to me, and that meant physically as in, like, physically get it to me by this date. So we recorded the song. We were happy with it. We had our engineer mix it in the studio, just do like kind of a fast mix for it, which is 95% there. And then I put it in my car and I drove like through California in traffic to get it to actually put it in their hands to make it in. So the mix that's on Madden is different from the record.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is,
Yeah, no, I can tell the difference.
Because it was really a throw and go thing, but it made such a difference. So many people, that was such a big game too, right?
How does that happen? Do they reach out to you? I mean, for such a specific song?
I hate to tell you this because it sucks, but my brother-in-law works for EA Sports.
Oh, the
he
nepotism.
actually-
Nepotism.
He actually
Hey.
put us in touch.
There's the epitome.
Coincidentally. Nothing ever works out like that, by the way. Somebody's like, hey, I know this person.
Right.
That shit never works out, right? But in that one case, it really did.
That's
yeah.
the epitome of
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's about who you know.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
usually about who you know. It
So
really is.
what's been the biggest change? You've been doing this for 30 years. You're on the road. Are you still giving advice to some of the new guys on the smaller stage?
Nobody listens.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Nobody
that's true.
listens.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's the parent in me. I'm happy to give anybody advice. It's all great advice, right?
Right, of
I
course,
only
yeah.
give out good advice.
Right.
But yeah, we just do our best. I think that the thing that changes over the years is your songs really do either they keep going
Yep.
or they fall off,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the ones that have sunk in, they're the ones that get us to be able to play these slots. Like we were talking about Metallica playing 2 nights and how they 100% deserve it. Because even if it's not something that they did, those songs are still being listened to
Absolutely.
that many
Yeah.
times.
We're still
right?
playing them every day.
Exactly. And so that kind of stuff does make a difference. And so when you see somebody playing a later slot at a festival like this, it's either somebody that you know or, your songs have kept connecting over the time, or it's both. It's a
Right.
little bit of
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I think the later things are great. You know, being able to play on the bigger stages and all that stuff. I'm super grateful for that.
Take out the gunman, face to the floor. Hats off to the bull.
Yeah.
Joyride, we still play them every
I know
week.
you do.
Always.
It's amazing. We do so well here, and it's hard too because even with playing a later slot, we have a short set. It's only 45 minutes, and how many?
How do you
songs
decide?
exactly?
Yeah.
Well, and we've played this festival so many times now too. Even before it was Sonic Temple, it was Rock on the Range,
Yep.
right? And so you only have so many songs that you can start a set out with. So that's kind of like a challenge, and then. What singles did you play? And then you look at your Spotify. Goddamn Spotify, man. That shit is in real time.
Yes.
Like, oh, now today is not like, oh, I got to play something different. Now it's not as cool as it was yesterday. But, that's not reality, right?
Right.
But it does feel like it's more influential than it should be.
It's
So
immediate reaction.
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
Kelly, got some?
it's like a broken leg.
You guys have a huge fan base.
Well, I hope so. Thank
You
you.
do.
You do.
Oh, you do.
trying.
Yeah, back in the Rock on the Range days, I remember. It was just a huge
Yeah.
set.
It's been a staple here for years.
Yeah.
What is something memorable that a fan has done that sticks in your mind?
It's fun. What's funny about that is the stuff you remember is usually the stuff that goes wrong, right?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
But we do have a picture, and it's completely coincidental, of two people having sex at Rock on the Range in front of the stage, and there's a kind of hollowed out group around them. And I remember
Really?
seeing that, and I was like, oh my God, we were just going down this terrible rabbit hole of
Well,
like,
I missed that one.
debauchery.
I was going to say the debauchery that
Yeah.
Chevelle music
So
brings.
we found this picture and we were like, what's happening? And our web guy was like, oh, this is what's happening. And so we kind of looked it up, and it turns out like, oh, that was really what was happening. Felt a little bit bad, but also like, I mean,
Wasn't your fault.
I wonder if it was the same couple I saw that we saw do it at the AC/DC concert at Legend Valley, because that happened there.
that's been a bucket list thing for
Was-
them for years.
Was there a
Yeah.
guy dancing around them playing air guitar? Because that's what happened at the couple I saw, and that's no joke.
No, I don't know, man. I mean, it's dirty out there, right?
Yeah, it
Oh
is.
my God.
Sometimes you gotta
Bringing
get
out
dirty.
the best in people.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've got so many memories from so many things, and I don't even know how to. It'd be nice to write a book, but I don't even know that I want to bring all that stuff to the forward.
Right,
Right.
right. Some of it is
Very-
regressed and pushed back for a reason.
Yeah, we had I remember one year we played this. Slipknot was playing, and Dean, our bass player, was on the front of house, but watch, and then my brother and his wife came up, and the front of house guy that was about to, the sound guy, kicked him off. I think he's like, get out of here, it's too full. So Pete leaves, and then Dean was like, well, why is he leaving? I could stay. And then he got into a tussle, and then they ended up fighting and going down the thing, and then Dean got put into handcuffs and carried out. And it was like a
Wow.
total thing. And then that went on for 3 more years with that guy, meeting up at different shows and stuff. It was just all kinds of drama.
I would
That
have
shit
to.
happens.
Yep.
I would have to assume also after 30 years, backstage and post shows a little bit different than what it was.
It
30
really
years.
is. It's very spaced out. There's almost nowhere to get in trouble. That's actually kind of true.
Okay.
Yeah, because now today the backstage is all Metallica's people, and they have legitimately a lot of people. So our little compound is a couple of trailers back there, and I'm like, I don't know that we can really get into much trouble here.
Right.
They're gonna be like, oh, he wrecked the lawn.
The lawn.
Who cares?
There was a small tree here that they pushed over.
They
Yeah.
left a Pepsi can
Yeah.
outside.
He
Yeah,
wrecked
right.
the buffet at the Harrow Club.
They flipped over their temporary plastic table.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you for your help. We're taking it out.
And it's funny because everybody would, how can we get backstage? They think there's this huge party constantly going on backstage.
Yes.
I don't think it's that way. I
No.
think it used to be, but it definitely doesn't feel that. And I'm not saying that's bad either, right? Because maybe less drugs and alcohol.
Of course,
and
yeah.
Broken bones is better. I don't know. But I don't know. For me, I've got a pretty great life. I'm really, really grateful. I'm definitely not going to, break my neck here backstage doing something stupid.
Right.
Doing a table dive or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem worth it to me anymore.
Speaking of great life, cheesy softball question, but Chevelle explodes. Everything's going great. You get that first nice check. What was that? Do you remember the first extravagant purchase you made? when you were younger and the music's taking off?
Dude, see, this is the book I should write because I've got stories about all of that shit for days.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I think probably more to what I remember was the first time I ever made any money, and it was on the Disturbed tour that we did with them because I can't remember if we did. I think we did a tour with Disturbed before we did an Ozfest with Disturbed, and I remember I got made $4,000, and it was a 9-week tour, and
Wow.
and I remember
Yeah.
I was like, holy
Whoa.
shit, man, I just made $4,000 on
Right.
tour, and I had a little bit of money at the time because of when we got signed to Epic, we also did a publishing deal, so we had a little bit of money from that because all the money they give you for your record deal. Back in the day, the producer spent every single penny.
Right.
You got
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So that happened to us too. It's fine, whatever. But I do remember making that $4,000. But I remember having at one point, probably 2 years after that, I think I had $30,000 in the bank, and I had paid off $30,000 in credit card debt, which I had built up from the band going on tour.
Going on tour,
and,
right, yeah.
Paying for gas and hotel rooms and all that stuff. And I remember going into my house that I shared with 3 roommates. And we were $1,200 a month, and I had this tiny little, I didn't own a bed, I didn't own a car, I didn't own my furniture was all borrowed. I had nothing, but I had $30,000 in the bank, and I swear to you, that was the most free I've ever felt in my entire life.
Wow.
Right.
I owned nothing. I had a little bit of a career. I had no debt, and it was just amazing,
Yeah.
right?
That's
I don't
really
know
cool.
if any of us could ever get back to that, right? I mean, your taxes, your property taxes are
Everything. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
yeah,
you're
right, it's
well,
crazy.
shit,
Yeah.
now I go property taxes. Well, when did I become an adult?
Yep.
You know?
So what kind of car do you drive today?
Um,
It's okay.
is it?
Yeah, you deserve something great for your success.
I have a couple cars. My daily is a small Ford truck Ranger Raptor thing.
Okay.
Which is really fun.
Yeah.
I have a couple of Porsches and stuff.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you haven't been working hard for 30 years.
Exactly.
You can splurge a little
Should
bit.
have
I try to
something
invest my
awesome.
money, buy high, sell low, pass
There
on
you
a
go.
good deal.
Good.
Well, that's good because there are a lot of people that don't do that. They see that comma all of a sudden in their paycheck, and it's like I got money, and
Yeah.
they don't think ahead, or
It's a big one.
credit to you and all of Chevelle. Not many bands make it 30 years and are asked to
Right.
come back to Sonic Temple.
Yeah,
so
that's a big
just
deal,
because you
dude.
release an album or two and
Yeah.
you get that decent sized check, you still got to be smart with it.
Well, and I think too that it also comes down to we're still putting out new music. And
Yes.
you guys know
Yeah.
that being able to put that new music out really does push, all your old music up as well.
Absolutely.
And so it makes a difference because at one point you're looking at it going, does music matter anymore? Because nobody listens to all the way through a record. So we're really just doing a 10-song record and you're getting one song out of it, maybe two. And I think it's a little existential, right? Because you're not just doing it. You're also doing it because it feels complete. Right?
Sorry, I mean to cut you off, but that's a great point. Do you, as a band now putting out new music, are you looking at singles more importantly now because you can get a billion streams on Spotify from that one single, which will
Yeah.
then help the album? It's
I
not
wish-
that you don't want the whole album to be good, but
Yeah.
you really need that one or two song to
I
really
wish that
hit.
were true, but I just don't think, even if that were the fact, I don't think that we don't have the control over that like we would like to. Like we could say, we'll just throw all the energy into this one song and it's going to be the thing that just clicks with everybody. But at the end of the day, it's you put all your energy into all the songs,
right.
and then you just sort of with your team pick which one do you want to promote,
Mm-hmm.
So you just make an album of the best music you possibly can
I
and
mean,
hope
it's
that all the
really
songs
it.
hit.
That's really it.
You
Like,
know?
there's none of them on there that we're not working on, right? Like, we actually kind of finished this upcoming album more than a year ago, and then gave it to some of our friends at the record label, and they're like, "You think this is done?" We're like, "No, we don't think it's done." And then we ended up going back and working on it for another year. And I mean,
Wow.
legit another year. We wrote 3 more songs, got rid of the 3 other ones, and then rewrote the other 6. If you spend the time on it, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be better all the time, right? It's not getting worse as you're spending the time on
Yeah.
it. And I think that's probably the problem too with our peers right now. And you can say whatever you want about because it's just music, right? It's subjective, but the reality is it does feel like people aren't putting enough time into music.
Well,
sometimes.
I think in today's age, it is so difficult to write a timeless song. You know,
For sure.
There's so many songs that come and they're played on the radio for 2-3 months. They're gone. You never hear them again. Happens just constantly
No
year
legs,
round.
yeah.
You guys have several songs that have become timeless, man. That is.
But there's no formula to it. I don't think, because
just be good at what you do.
I mean, it's really just that. I mean, be good at what you do and care about it, and make sure that you wouldn't put it out. You know, if somebody else put it out and you're like, well, that's garbage, right? We'll spend some more time on the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Like, spend some
How
more
do
time
you
on the
know
melody.
when you're done? I mean,
I
just
think
as
somebody has to
artists,
take it away from
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't-
yeah, okay.
someone has to take it away from you. In our case, we pushed touring so much because we wanted to be able to tour on a single that it was like, at some point we're like, all right, this is our date. We're gonna stop. Right?
It's not like golf. Like, you're never going to finish golf. You're never going to be perfect at golf.
Right.
You just keep doing it, keep working, and keep getting better. But after so many years, how deep is the vault of unreleased music from Chevelle? I'm sure you've got.
Well, so that's a good question, right? Because we all assume that. So Prince was one of the most prolific writers,
Absolutely.
right? He's like, we find out that he's got thousands of songs or whatever. How many of those songs do you think are Darling Nikki? All right. Little
Well,
Red
of
Corvette,
course, yeah.
right?
They're not.
Maybe
right.
he's got 3,000 shitty songs laid out on the basement
Yes.
floor.
That's right.
That's
So
funny
it's
you
hard to
said that.
say.
It's my favorite Prince song.
Yeah.
It's everybody's favorite Prince
Right?
song.
Okay, good. I thought I was like part
No,
of the minority in that
Sexy
one.
Motherfucker is the best one. Same.
It's not all about you.
That is true. A big, huge Prince fan. So and that really did make me think about it. After he had one album of unreleased stuff.
Yeah.
And then the news broke of just this vault of
Yeah.
music. Because yes, it's a well-known fact that there could be easily 20 songs written for a 10-song album.
Oh, yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
And then they might get recorded. They might get set aside.
Yeah. And they may not be great.
Right.
And also, like, think about in the terms of Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, when he wrote that
Yeah,
song.
I wrote that one, yeah.
Imagine maybe that song wouldn't have been as great if he did it and didn't do it for her, or maybe he did it with her in mind. Like this, although I did hear him do that song.
He
and
did do it,
was
yeah,
pretty
absolutely,
great.
yeah.
But it's hard to say. So as far as unreleased stuff, of course, there's hundreds and hundreds of songs.
Wow.
But if they're any good, I don't know.
Right.
I
Well,
don't know.
Sam, I mean, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
I know we are all super excited to go see the set later tonight.
wait.
Yeah.
It is going to be just one hell of a
too.
show. And thank you for doing what you guys have done for so long, because
Yeah.
you've given us all a lot of memories. That is
Yeah,
for
well,
certain.
same. Thanks. We're grateful to you guys,
And-
too, for all of
And
it.
you guys, I tell people, if you have not seen Chevelle live, they are technicians. I don't know how you sound so perfect live, but you guys are incredible.
We did this show 2 years ago. It was actually one of Danny's shows, a big festival like this, and we came off the stage, and this dude comes up to me, and he goes, I think you guys are the only ones who actually played your instruments today. And I said, no, that's not true. And then he explained some of it to me, and I was like, wow. Of course, there were people playing, but not all of it. And a lot of the stuff that I thought was being played wasn't. I was pretty schooled that day. I learned some stuff I did not know.
So you guys, none of that's going on with you guys. You guys are all playing.
Oh, man.
Well, maybe that's
if
why.
If we mess
Maybe
it
that's
up,
why.
it's real messed
Right.
up. Yeah, it's all messed up.
Hey,
so,
how old are your kids?
Well, 6, 9, and 11.
So do they appreciate that they have a rock star father?
My
Yet.
11-year-old is coming to a couple shoes in Texas in a couple weeks with it, and he definitely
I bet he
appreciates
loves
it.
that.
My 9-year-old, 2 of my kids are neurodivergent, so they don't take stuff in the same way.
No,
Right.
Dad is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they like we did the show in Madison last year, and my 6-year-old, like, I don't even know why, but all of a sudden just looked, and there he is on the front of the stage, standing right in front of Pete, and just staring, and like it's a 6-foot drop in front. I'm looking around, I'm like, does anybody
Somebody grab
notice?
the boy.
And my nephew did. He ran out there and grabbed him, but it was like, to him, it was just like,
Just
he had no
wondering.
idea.
Well,
what
wait,
was
did
happening,
no
yeah.
one have a talk afterwards with security? Like, that could have been anyone that just roamed on stage to join the show.
The
Like,
place was fairly secure in that it would have been very difficult for somebody to get on stage.
right,
It was so
anyone-
high,
yeah.
but it would not have been difficult for him to fall off. But
Yeah.
but yeah, my 11-year-old, he loves it. In fact, on the other end of that, he makes me sometimes drop him off in the parking lot so no one sees me because
Because you get a ton of attention.
I don't
Yeah.
really get a ton of. He just doesn't. He's like, I don't want to be braggy. whatever.
Oh, really?
Good for
What
him.
a nice kid.
Yeah, he's totally like that. So if I drop him off in a fancy car, he makes me drop him off down the block.
Wow.
I told him
Oh,
last
you're
day of
raising him
school,
right.
I am borrowing. This friend of mine's got like a couple $1 million Ferrari. I'm like, I'm
Yeah, you
Ah,
gotta
pick it
do
up.
it.
Yeah. Well, Sam, thank you for your time. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
cheers.
it. Cannot wait to see you rock the stage tonight for the final day of Sonic Temple.
Yep.
Absolute honor
Final
having you
day.
sit down. That's right. Final
second
day.
set of Metallica.
That's right. It's Goose. It's Thick. It's Kelly. We are live backstage here at the final day of Sonic Temple, 99.7 The Blitz.